The killer's last name. Yasuhira.
If there's one person
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name...
How many times do I have to tell you? Celeste, you voted for God!
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me, that's the only truth there is! Moron! He wanted us to know the killer. If there's one person...
It would have to be you, Celeste.
How many times? Celeste, you voted for God!
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me...
No, that's wrong! That's it! The handbook!
What?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma told us all about it before. So all we have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste.
That's an invasion of privacy.
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened? Please, just tell us.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because until the game's over, you never know what.
Fine then. Let me settle it. Let me go over the case again, and that'll bring exactly what happened. Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that... The killer is... you! Before anything... Is this... I refuse to give up yet! exactly what happened. Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help Hifumi. With an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible. First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1. That someone they met with was Hiro. The murderous duo intended to pass Hiro off as the prime suspect. So when they met, they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit. Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo-Justice, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the locker. The killer is you! And then finally, at 6 a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan. They called Taka to the equipment room. And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder. The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason Hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes. So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims, to solidify Robo-Justice as the suspect. The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room. There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1 and the Robo-Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attacks. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2 and an injured Hifumi to sell us that story. With these 2 incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds that the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that. While we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office. This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for. He took a blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3 and turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered. He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found. Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time. So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi. We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up, and when we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's, and once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared. But even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act. Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi, and get rid of the one person who could betray, and they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository. That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the bill... Celeste! Sorry, you lose.
I lost? When was the last time? They hang heavy around my neck.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Listen to you, trying to take charge. I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no, Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Taiko?
So, you finally accepted it.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Interest.
Okay, Monokuma. I'm ready to begin. Or, I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to vote. If you would, please locate your lever and cast your vote. And when the votes are tallied, who will become the Blackened? Will you make the right choice or the What?
Honestly,
I knew it. So then,
indeed.
Say what?
just a second. In other words,
Indeed.
I see.
Actually,
What?
are you okay with this? So then,
Damnation! Say
as for me,
Oh.
as for me,
What? Damnation! Say what? Completely unforgivable!
most unfortunate. Actually,
What?
indeed.
Completely unforgivable!
Honestly,
I swear I will save her!
actually,
I see.
indeed.
But
Let's see.
Well,
Are you
so in the end,
What the heck?
Well,
Don't be mean!
I wonder about that. Why?
What the heck?
But
You little bitch! Hey! You little bitch!
This is fine. As for me, isn't it wonderful? This is fine. There is nothing to be done. Just the worst. Oh. Do you... What is this? Yes, indeed. Isn't it wonderful?
hey,
Thrills, chills, kill! Now then, I prepared a Let's give it everything!
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this. What? Will it really give you the hope you're looking for? Which is why, actually, well then, take care, perhaps we'll meet again.